Hello. Today I want to share with you a topic which everybody might be interested. This is the correct way to practice and get results. Quite a few members, they often say, I chant and I chant and chant, and why didn't I get any results? So this article may have some answers to this question. Now, number 1A, have a clear and specific goal. A lady member said to the Gohansen, I chanted this much to you, but I am not getting any benefits. It may appear that this lady was practicing properly on the surface, but she was not believing in the Gohansen. That's why her problem was never solved. You don't really believe in the power of the Gohansen, do you? A senior member recommended that she pray to the Gohansen with precise, focused prayers on solving her specific problems, maybe by a certain date. So the lady did as told and solved her problems within a week. Because she was not chanting for anything specific during the 10 million Daimoku, so the results were not specific. Prayers need to have a specific focus. Just chanting Daimoku does not constitute prayer with desired results. This means to pray specifically, clearly praying for what you want, by when, and by what mean. So if you chant for specific results, you will achieve them. If you are wishy-washy in your prayer, you won't get results. B. Action. Just praying and having aimless actions won't end in results. You must have specific goals in mind and then take action. This is the correct method. If we feel weak and do not have strong faith, the correct attitude in practicing this faith is talk to the Gohansen. I'm not strong enough to overcome this problem, but I will chant to the Gohansen to strengthen my life and faith. And trusting everything to the Gohansen, especially in impossible situations, just keep in mind, keep it simple. Chant to the Gohansen and leave it up to the Gohansen. For example, if we go to a 5-star Michelin restaurant and order food, we'll just have to sit back and relax and let the Michelin chef do his work, knowing that the best food will come to you. People have the tendency to think too much, then try to analyze or strategize, but they do not know that the power of the Gohansen and the mystic law is beyond everyone's comprehension. So their prayers are not answered. I can see quite a few members having this problem. They try to use their mind to analyze the mystic law. Of course, they are not getting anywhere because this is beyond their comprehension. For example, a little child tries to write a piece of thesis to get a master's degree. Of course, this is beyond his capability. So he is very puzzled, confused, frustrated, and of course not getting anywhere. C. Determination. It is important to chant with a strong determination. If you have a problem, it is a matter of going to the Gohansen with your determination. Then you will begin to gain wisdom and strength, and your life force will become stronger. 20 years ago, when I came to Australia, I had a breathing problem. And a senior member encouraged me, and she said, Lydia, you just have to chant and chant and chant until your bleeding stops. This is the kind of determination we should have. Through these attributes, the ultimate strategy on how to overcome your problem will emerge. From this strategy, what ultimate action to take will also emerge. Then the impossible becomes possible. This is the strategy of the Lotus Sutra. Last month, I hired a cleaner to come and clean my home. I have used this cleaner to clean a unit which I was vacating, and he did a very good job. But when I asked him to clean my new home, it was a total disappointment because he only wiped the floors, vacuumed, and cleaned the kitchen and the bathrooms, and he wouldn't even touch the furniture. And I was very, very disappointed. So recently, I wanted my apartment to be cleaned, and I chanted to the Gohonsen, I want to get somebody very, very good at the work with a very good price, and who is very, very meticulous with the work. So after chanting, I suddenly remembered there is a website in Australia called servicesseeking.com who can match you up with the appropriate people or tradesmen you want. So I logged on to this website 2 days ago, and then within less than 20 minutes, I got a call from a guy called Patrick, and he gave me a very, very good price for cleaning everything, including the skirting board, the microwave, everything, and all the furniture and the surfaces. And I checked on the review, and he's got 5-star review. So this morning, he came in with 2 other co-workers, and in an hour and a half times, he did everything. And my place is now sparkling. So, when you have this kind of attitude, the Buddhist gods, Shoten Senjin, will also come to protect you and your environment. Will change for the better. Your environment will support you, just like the cleaners who came to clean my place this morning. D. Change. If you just logically study this Buddhism, you will not go anywhere, because again you are using logic. But if you practice and understand correctly, you will continue to progress and change. One must change, so it is important to put efforts to change. The objectives are and is to change. Buddhism tells us that the cause of all our problems and sufferings lies within our own life. Therefore, we must change this course to be able to solve our problems and attain happiness. If we are lazy, we have to overcome this laziness, become more hardworking and diligent. If our human revolutions are poor because of our bad temper and attitude, we must change our temper and attitude to achieve better relationships. Years and years ago, when my son was still a little child, I was like a dictator. I tried to control him in all respects, telling him what to wear and what to do, even the hairstyle and everything. And he felt very suffocated. As he grew up, he's got no confidence in himself, and we loved each other, but we were very much afraid. He was very much afraid of me, and he would not let me see his friends, telling his friends that my mother is a ghost. But after practicing Buddhism, and I learned from SGI and Sensei's teaching, I know I've got the wrong attitude towards my son. So instead of criticizing him and his friends, I tried to change my attitude and treated him like my friend. I tried to encourage him, tried to praise him for all the good things that he has done to help him regain his confidence. And the change is, now we have a better relationship, and he would invite me to talk to all of his friends. Because I change, my son also changes, and our relationship changes. On the other hand, if we don't know the reason of our problems and sufferings, we can chant to the Gohonsen to let us know what the cause is, and chant and determine to change. Our benefits will come from specific goals, determination, action, and change. To help you better understand the above, I'm going to share with you an incredible experience which highlights all the above. This is a touching story about a great mother upholding persistent faith and making every effort to revive her son through her Buddhist practice. Sensei says, just one single daimoku can permeate the whole universe, let alone chanting abundant daimoku with sincerity and determination. The story begins. Mrs. Ao is a women's division leader. She has a loving husband and 2 smart children. Her painful struggle started with the birth of a 3rd child. After giving birth, she noticed that her son did not drink much milk. When other babies had finished their milk, her son's bottle was still full. When she asked the nurse, the reply was, "Your son's tongue is too short." When she returned home from the hospital, after untying the baby from the baby wrap, she was shocked and devastated to find that her son was heavily disabled. His hands and feet were twisted together, fingers and toes stuck together as if glued together, and could not be separated. His spine collapsed, half of his body was twisted, his hands and arms were stuck to his body. Both hands could not even raise above his head, and his head fell on his right shoulder. Further, he also had nerve, muscle, and bone disorder. The doctor said that this was a very, very rare case. At that time, there were only 2 cases like this in Singapore, and only 1 baby survived. The doctor did not hold much hope that this baby would survive. And even if the baby can survive, he may have to be on a wheelchair the rest of his life, and he may not even be admitted to special schools for disabled people. Having a child like this made the mother feel very shameful. "Why me?" she asked. "What have I done to have this bad karma falling on me? What would people say? What would people think about me? I practiced Nicherin Buddhism and chant, but why did I have such an abnormal child? How can I face those members whom I had passionately supported? How can I convince them that chanting can change people's lives for the better?" So she started to chant that her baby would pass away peacefully, and that she did not tell anybody about her child's condition. And when members came to see her and the baby, she had the baby tightly wrapped up to cover the baby's abnormalities. One day, she wrote to Sensei asking Sensei to give a name to this child. She did not tell Sensei about the child's disability. 2 weeks later, she was happy to receive Sensei's reply. She was hoping to get encouragements from Sensei, but the letter only contained 3 words. Zhen, which means true. Guang, which means light. Ming, which means shine or brightness. Sensei's meaning of this name is absolute brilliance and shine. When she read these 3 words, she felt a tingling, burning light gushing from her body. From that moment onwards, she was determined that she will sincerely chant for her son and pray that he will grow like a normal person, and vowed that she will chant for 20 years for her son. Sensei says, when your single thought changes, everything will turn to the direction you want. When you are determined to win, all your calls, all your cells and serves will march towards the path of success. Since then, she sacrificed all her time watching her favorite TV shows and instead started to chant 8 hours per day every day until 2 to 3 a.m. She had very clear and precise goals, but all of them based on Kosen Rufu and Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Number 1, she said, I want my baby's tongue to stretch. I want him to be able to correctly speak. His first words don't have to be mama or papa, but it's got to be Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. With abundant daimoku, her baby started to say Nam, then Nam Myo, slowly Nam Myoho Renge, and finally he can speak the whole daimoku, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Number 2, she said, I want his fingers no longer stick together, but one by one they will separate. His arms will not be twisted, so with his arms he can write Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Now can you see? Every wish is based on Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. 3, I want his toes not stick together. His ankles will not be twisted, so he can walk towards Kosen Rufu. Number 4, I want him to stand up and walk straight, and his body not twisted, because his whole body is Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Number 5, I want him to be able to hold his head high, to become the actual proof of Nam Myoho Renge Kyo and the Lotus Sutra. Now you see, she based all her prayers on Kosen Rufu and Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Long time I was taught by some Japanese members. They say, if you want your wishes to come true, contribute to Kosen Rufu. And this is true. If you base your prayers on contributing to Kosen Rufu, your prayers will very soon be answered. Soon after, she realized she ought to find a specialist who can provide medical assistance to her son. Then she started to pray for a specialist who has the Buddhist wisdom and the ability to perform an absolute successful operation, which could be very complicated. One day, incredibly, someone came to her to recommend someone who specializes in this kind of operation. With strong determination, abundant and strong daimoku, and firmly upholding her goals, courageously praying to the Gohansen, all her prayers are answered. Now this baby has grown to be a 32-year-old smart young guy. Looking at his body, you just cannot imagine that he has such abnormalities when born. He is now working and has become an active young man's division member. Now the author of this experience says, although I cannot describe how much pain and suffering she has endured, how she controlled her emotion, tears, and her tenacious spirit, but I'm sure that this encouraging experience will definitely spark off our firm and absolute faith in Nicherin Buddhism and the Gohansen, and be able to overcome all the problems and difficulties in life and death. Well, in summary, I think what is most important, meaningful, and worthy of our learning about this experience is the mother's patience, faith, setting clear goals, determination, taking the right action, and changing her attitude to create this miracle, giving her son a perfect new life. Okay, this is all for today. I hope we will all learn from what we've shared and be able to overcome our problems and achieve all our goals. Thank you.